Hello everyone, welcome back. You will notice that this is actually day 4 video that I'm showing, but I've actually done a lot more exercises since then, number 1, and also day 3 got lost because YouTube messed up. So, yeah, that is something I'm having to deal with. But it's been quite a while since I did last uploaded a video, at least an exercise video. In today's video, I am going to be giving my take on 2 games that I recently played, one of which was just last night, which I actually spent quite a lot playing it. And I'm trying to decide right now between these 2 games of which one to get. Hey, I might actually end up getting both. You never know. But the 2 games are, first, it will be Destiny. I tried the Destiny beta on my PlayStation 3. So, all matters regarding Destiny will be for the PS3 version. And the other game that I'm going to be reviewing is Titanfall for the Xbox 360. Yes, I am stuck in the current gen systems. I really don't have $400 to shell out for a new system. I'm really not up for that yet. But, so, let's start off with the Destiny beta. Destiny is actually a very fun game. The story is that, at least as far as I could tell, is that a kind of moon-like entity known as the Traveler appeared to humanity, or we found it or something. Not 100% on the story. No, it was found on Mars, is what it was. And the Traveler pretty much enabled us to go to other planets safely because it was able to protect us. But there is a maleficent force that is known as the Darkness, that basically is the reverse of the Traveler. And so while the Traveler wishes to protect humanity, the Darkness wishes to just destroy all life in existence. And so what happened previous to the game is that the Traveler at one point was attacked by the Darkness and was pretty much completely disabled to where it would not work. And so with its kind of last action kind of thing before it went into dormancy was that it released what are called ghosts, which are these little, about, size of your head machines that it just constructed. And what these ghosts do is they go around and they find what they now call guardians. And guardians are people who were dead but have been brought back to life by the ghosts. And so you play a guardian who is woken up by a ghost in Russia, which, due to catastrophic things not mentioned, Russia is no longer frozen. It's partially frozen, but not very much. And so, where was I? And so when you kind of wake up, this ghost has to teach you about this new world, because it's been a couple hundred years since you've been dead. So there's a lot of learning to do. And so, what I find funny is that the first weapon that you get is actually an old Russian machine gun, and everybody else is fighting with these like super high-tech weapons, and you've just got this machine gun, and that's it. It's actually a very fun game. I'm not going to give much more in terms of story. just because that's kind of the backstory that you need. But as you progress and travel between planets, you get various weapons, various upgrades, and you kind of uncover a bit of this story of what's going on about an impending darkness attack that will most likely wipe out humanity. So that's fun. In terms of the Destiny beta, there were only 3 or 4 worlds that were unlocked. There was Earth, which all you could go to was Old Russia. That's it. There was what's called the Crucible, which is your basic, Battlefield, Call of Duty, team versus team, player versus player matches kind of thing. Then there's the Tower, which is a large kind of construct in the middle of kind of the last human city on Earth that is actually in charge of protecting the Traveler in its dormant state. And then the final world that they unlocked, which they only unlocked 1 level in it, which kind of sucked, but it's the Moon. So the Moon is actually playable. Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot of moon jumps. Got same gravity type stuff in the Moon that you do on Earth. So it's kind of lame, but there's a lot of really cool vehicles that you can play with on the Moon. And that's another thing. One of the things that I really love is that they have drop-in, drop-out vehicles. And you summon your own vehicle, called a Sparrow. And it's basically, if you've ever seen Star Wars Revenge of the Sith, or not Revenge of the Sith, Return of the Jedi. If you've ever seen Return of the Jedi, and you've seen the speeder bikes, that's basically what it is. There's not a whole lot of, mulling around about it. It's basically a frickin' speeder bike. And it's just as awesome as you would think. And so, but the only thing though is that the Sparrows do not have guns on them, which is the only thing that I do not like about them. Other than that, they're awesome. But the problem is if you're on your Sparrow and you get dropped into and you kind of fly into a bunch of enemies, you have to jump off your Sparrow, which luckily is a very seamless transition. It takes about a second, I would say. But in that second, you do usually get shot up pretty good. So that's, but there's not a whole lot you can do about that. So if you just kind of rampage into a bunch of people, expect to get shot at a bit. Not a whole lot you can do about it. So that one is a pretty good game. Plus, I can play it, which I'm terrible at shooters, which is weird because I'm reviewing 2 shooters right now. And so Destiny, I would say it's definitely one that you guys want to buy. Pre-order it if you can. If you've got the money, pre-order it. I would love to get the collector's edition, but I really don't need all that stuff. So I'm probably just going to pre-order the standard edition. Okay, so second game. Transitioning now into the second game at 9 minutes. Just as kind of a heads up, I am still on the treadmill. I've been going for about 40 minutes now, even though this is only like a 9-minute video. I'm going at just 2 miles an hour right now, but I'm at a 3.0 incline. I've gone 1.5 miles already, and I've burned almost 300 calories. So I'm trying to do 500 calories a day if I can. Hopefully all this talking is helping me, but we'll see. Ooh, excuse me. Most unsightly. Next game is Titanfall, which, for those of you who don't really know, there's really not much of a story to this game. I was kind of tripping, because it kind of just drops you into a world with no explanations, really. Why are there Titans? Why do they exist? I don't know. They just do. This is what the military has turned into. Now it's a bunch of people with Titans just battling it out. Which, I'm really glad that one of the biggest things that I like about this game is that, number one, I'm terrible at shooters. I've mentioned this before. Just now. Okay? And especially when it comes to me versus another player. Because other players are usually very good at shooters. I am not. I get shot at. I get killed a lot by other players. But when it comes to NPCs, I can just slaughter them. I can sit here and kill thousands of NPCs at a time because they're dumb. They don't function like real players do. And so that's what I love about Titanfall, is that they have what are called minions. Which minions are NPCs that are in combat. They are specters, which are usually just kind of robot type guys. And then they have grunts, which are just basic soldiers. A guy in a suit with a gun. That's it. And there are various, different types of grunts. They'll have different weapons. Some will have, a machine gun. Some will have a pistol. Some will have a big anti-Titan weapon. Those ones are usually pretty easy to kill. But they all make the same sound when you squish them with a Titan. And that's fun. And so the campaign of it is fairly short. It's only 9 matches, which is kind of weird to me how they structured it. But the way that they did it is there's let me think. There's the militia, and I think the IMC, I think is what they're called. It's some kind of acronym or euphemism. And so the first what I think it does is it'll randomly select one side for you to play as first. At least I think it's random. I'm not sure. But I got the militia first, and so once you complete the militia campaign, then it turns around and lets you play back through it through an IMC, on an IMC team. Which, usually the IMC teams are the ones that have much higher levels, because people play them twice. So, it's the people who have already gone through all of this before. And what I found really cool is that it starts you off with pre-made loadouts. These are fixed loadouts. These are your options. This is what you get. That's it. And then as you hit certain level requirements, you will be able to you'll unlock different things. Like first because your player and your Titan are 2 separate loadouts. They're just two separate entities. And so if you've got like a quick, if you got a quick, speedy type pilot that's, punch, type thing, then you can make your Titan to where he's just this big, lumbering type dude. To where who's just slow and you can just jump inside of him and just be secure kind of thing. I'm getting tired. 325 calories. Yay! But, so, with Titanfall, I can't remember what I was saying. But, get a little sweat. Yes, a baby blue terry cloth. Just sweat cloth. But, so, with Titanfall, it's actually a lot of fun. I found that the thing that I really excel at is doing what's called rodeo. Which, rodeoing is when you are, as a pilot, you jump onto another person's Titan and you ride it. Which, if you do this to friendly Titans, to Titans that are on your team, you'll ride them and shoot your gun at other people, other Titans, whatever. But if you do this to an enemy Titan, you break open a hatch, or you break open the shell on their Titan while you're on it, and then you can take your gun and just hammer bullets into it and kill them that way. Which you get an achievement called brain surgery. It's pretty great. I got all the way up to brain surgery level 4, which is killing like 40 Titans that way. But it's a really fun thing to do, and it makes you feel really powerful, because because you're just a little pilot and you jump on the Titan and then take out down this giant Titan, and it makes you feel so freaking just like, oh my god, kind of thing. But you do, if you don't approach the Titan right when you go to jump on it, you'll actually do one of two things if you do it wrong. You'll either completely miss it and get shot, depending on whether or not your cloak is active. And the second thing that can happen is you will actually get stepped on, which happens a lot. Even if you're nowhere near their feet, you can still get stepped on. So getting stepped on by a Titan is not fun, but it happens. So, I'm getting tired. Hold on. Let me just hit stop real quick. I'm tired. We are at 1.8 miles, and we have burned, what are calories? 341 calories. So that's a pretty significant workout. I'm starting to feel a little faint. Not too much to worry about yet, but I am very tired. I would like to go in. I'm probably going to go in pretty soon. I am tired. So, my kind of final review on Titanfall is that it sucks that it's only on Xbox systems. I can understand why they did it, but it's an extremely fun game. I recommend that you get it if you can. If you can't, then that stinks. But it's definitely one that I will recommend. I put my seal of approval on it. I don't know, I need some kind of stamp or something that I can stamp the camera with. I don't know. I'll work on video editing later. But I definitely put my seal of approval on Titanfall and on Destiny. If you can get either one of these games, make sure you get them. I'm definitely going to buy Titanfall. I might buy Destiny. So, everybody, good luck. Happy gaming. I'll see you later.